He doesn't need people anymore. He's got toys. Just got back from our weekly breakfast business meeting. What happened was I wrote down some things to talk about it, and we talked about them. Things like our anniversary plans for next weekend.
When to go to Costco.
How to deal with relationships in our home. You know, I realized that I tend to procrastinate when I don't want to deal with something, and even just writing it down and saying, hey, let's talk about it, just getting it out there. Cami offers a different perspective and helps me get like unstuck from things. So that's one of the great things about this meeting is just once a week, it gives me the ability to get unstuck and for us to move forward together. So if you're thinking about doing one of these meetings, what I would suggest is just each creating a list of stuff that's on your mind. It doesn't need to be like super business oriented or it doesn't need to be really lofty. It can just be, hey, we're having this discussion with this neighbor and I wanted to talk to you about it. Or, hey, the kid's birthday is coming up, but I'm not sure what to do. Or, hey, I wish that I spent more time with the kids. We get different perspectives from each other. That's really helpful.
Or, hey, I can't go to Costco anymore because I have a baby and I don't know how to work this.
I'll go with you, baby.
Yeah. The kids were watching the baby during our meeting. And I came home to this.
I'm trying to get
Look at my honeys. Hi, honeys. Hi, honey. Hi, baby. Hi. I went to a friend's house recently. The kids were playing and I kind of had this feeling like I needed to talk to Filia about something. Or about what, like ask her, like, did anything happen while you were playing? And she was playing with other kids her age. First, I actually talked to Ben about it because I was really questioning if I was just overreacting, if I was just making it up. And he encouraged me to talk to Filia and to really trust this feeling I was having. So I did. I sat down with her and I just asked her a few questions. Filia, did anything happen while you were playing? The story came out and kind of what I was feeling was confirmed, that one of the little kids that she was playing with did some very inappropriate stuff. I mean, even as I'm talking about it, I'm like, oh, I don't want it to be, it's not that big of a deal, or these are just little kids. And it's true, these are just little kids, but it's really important still. That age is really an easy age for things to happen. I will listen to what she said. I try not to put words in her mouth. I try to just ask questions, not leading questions, but just like try to get the story out of her. And she said, yeah, this happened. And I told them no. And so I just was able to say to her, oh, okay, I'm sorry that happened. Yeah, that wasn't right, what happened. I'm going to talk to their parents about that. And we're going to have some rules. So the next time we play, you guys are playing downstairs where the parents are at, or outside, but in a place where those kinds of things have less chance of happening. And then I felt like I should talk to my friend about what happened, because if my kid did that, I would really want to know about it. So I did. I got on the phone, I talked to them, and it was really good. I think the more you talk about this stuff with your kids, the less weird it is, and the less shame there might be about it. And if something like this happens again, your kid is more likely to talk to you about it because you'd already broken the ice with them. I've learned a lot through the years about this. Or I take my feelings or my gut instincts more seriously, and I think I have more value for myself and therefore more value for my kids, and that they're worth me talking to them about this stuff. Even if my hunch is completely wrong. I think the kind of attitude that I have struggled with in the past of, oh, it's not that big a deal, or, oh, I just don't want to bring this up, or I have a lot of shame around talking about it, that type of attitude, I believe, leads to a lot of not very good stuff. And it starts with 4 and 5-year-olds, but then gets even more serious because it's not dealt with, and then goes into 8 and 9-year-olds, and then 15-year-olds, and then adulthood. And every time that this kind of thing happens and it's not addressed, it gets worse and worse.
My brother-in-law, Will, has been living on our couch for a little bit more than a week now. So we are now going to go have a little, like a kind of assessment meeting to discuss how things are going right now. We are ready for a run. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. It's one of those hot days. Will is taking the day off. I've heard there was some medical things, and then I heard something about a job application. Sounds like multiple different excuses.
Alright.
Ready?
You ready?
Put your shoes on. Are you coming?
Yeah.
Better excuse on Thursday. Never mind, folks. He is coming. No more excuses. Uncle Will's coming. You got some stretching going on?
Yeah, oh yeah.
We're back.
We had one injury. Look at that wound.
Ouchie.
You guys have seen Will, my brother-in-law. He's married to my sister, and we've been living with him. He's been staying in our house for the last week, and I wanted to give him a chance to talk a little bit about his story and where he's coming from right now. This is Will.
Hey.
I thought it'd be cool if you told people kind of like where you've been and why you're here.
Where do I start? Where I've been? My wife and I had separated about a year ago almost, maybe end of last August. And I visited back in March. I'm sure you saw that segment of the ever popular Fight for Together vlog. And moved out here with the intent of getting back together and starting a new life in Kentucky. I'm getting a job down at Kroger.
What was the hardest thing about the last year for you?
Oof. I've been losing my job. And the house. I don't know, it's kind of all lumped in there together. It's exciting though. Exciting new stage in my life. It's if you'd asked me 3 years ago if I thought this is where I would be today, I probably wouldn't have believed you.
You know, there's been rough patches in marriage, and Cammie and I have faced rough patches in marriage, and we've been pretty consistently of the philosophy saying that our hope is that you guys would stick it out. And, you know, while I do think divorce is an option, we generally don't believe the grass is greener on the other side, and if there's any way to make it work. So I'm really excited that that you came out here and that Will is out here. I think it's really hard to fight for putting relationships back together, and the fact that he came out here, I'm really proud of him. I've told him this. I'm really proud of you for coming out, and I think it would have been easier to stay. We're having Will stay on our couch right now, and they're waiting for a house to get built that they're gonna stay in, and I'm sure it's difficult for him staying on a couch, which we just found out there are fleas on the carpet, which probably came from over there. And that's hard for him, and it's an adjustment for our family too. We think it's totally worth it because we're willing to support anything. Well, first of all, it's family, and that's the people that we need to be the most together with. And second of all, we'll do anything that really supports marriage, which we believe is really important. So anyways.
See you later, YouTube.
We're heading out to dinner now. So you guys will be seeing more of Will in the vlog, I hope. It is story time. Heading up to the attic. Hopefully the AC has been working. Hey guys, time to go upstairs!
I do not like the looks of this.
His 70 sons, his son Abimelech, and he goes to kill all the rest of his brothers as he's campaigning for king, using family money from a pagan temple to secure his power. So there he is hiding. Next, Cameron.
Then all the citizens of Shechem and Beth Millo gathered beside the great tree at the pillar in Shechem to crown Abimelech king.
So there's a new 7.
When Jotham was told about this, climbed up on the top of Mount Gerizim. Guess what? This is fun.
All right, by accepting this invitation, you are allowing permission to be on the vlog.
To the Bellevue Public Works Department.
You want to make
Way to maintain those sidewalks, guys.